Number 9, Katrina Shanks. For order, I apologise, Honourable Member, there's been a late call for a supplementary question, the Honourable Trevor Mallard. Order, the member's entitled to seek a supplementary question. The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Was the Prime Minister not aware when he decided not to direct the police not to come on holiday with him that for each day they had surfing in Hawaii, they would get 3 days leave when they came home?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I take advice from the police, and as I said, I take it in the same way that Phil Goff does when asked why he has security at Waitangi. He says, because they insist on it.
Question number 9, Katrina Shanks.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Order. A point of order. A point of order has been called. The Honourable Simon Power.
Mr Speaker, just looking for a point of clarification here. I must say I'm a little confused. That we have had some toing and froing in the last day or two over the nature of what you described as gratuitous comments that were being made on this side of the House yesterday. I think it's fair to say we've had a bit of an interchange on that point today. And I think we're starting to settle in that area. The issue, though, that comes to mind with the Prime Minister's responses to some of those questions is initially the quote used from Mr Goff was considered inappropriate, and then was, because it was attacking the member, it was used again and presumably was appropriate because you didn't rule that it wasn't. The use of other members' quotes over a period of time by both members, both sides of the House, has been, frankly, as long as I've been here, a useful tool for question time. And I just want to be sure that we're not venturing into new territory here without a bit of a further think about it.
I invite the Honourable Member to check the Hansard and look at the question asked by the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove and look at the question asked by the Honourable Trevor Mallard, and he'll see why I treated the two questions differently. I listened very carefully to the questions asked, and on the first case today where I was concerned about an answer given, the question was a very plain, straight question, the primary question, and the first part of an answer was a somewhat gratuitous comment about the questioner, and I stamped on that. But I listened, both though the two questions that I treated the response differently were different. And I listened very carefully to the questions asked, and where members insert into their questions political innuendo or connotations, I give much more latitude in answers. Where members ask straight questions, I will not tolerate them being attacked for asking a straight, fair question. And I'm acutely aware that some questions may seem to be reasonably straight, yet actually be quite strongly, and I'm not that stupid. I've been around the place a fair while, and I listened very carefully, and that's why I treated those two questions differently.
Just respond briefly, Mr Speaker. Nobody is saying for one moment that your experience leads to any degree of stupidity. What I'm concerned about is the way that... So are we saying now that it's the way the question's worded as to whether or not the answer can be used appropriately or inappropriately in the way that you describe it? Am I clear about that?
Correct, that where questions contain political content can be expected in the answer. Where a question is a straight question, I believe it deserves the respect of a straight answer.
So that I'm absolutely clear for members on this side of the House, Mr Speaker, you're in no way ruling out the use of members' quotes from previous engagement in this House?
Not at all.
Thank you, sir.
Point of order, the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, I just seek leave to table a transcript from Radio Live on May the 6th when Phil Goff was asked why...
No, order. We're not going to do that. No, we won't. I just tried to settle the House a bit and deal with an issue that I get that dumped on me. We don't table recent transcripts from radio programs or newspapers, and the Right Honourable Prime Minister knows that. Question number 9, Katrina Shanks.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the acting